All right, folks, here we go. Now, this one it's a fight. I mean, it's just a straight up fight in New York City at a T-Mobile store. Guy walks in and it's time to throw down. So before we get into the video, as always, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button, comment below, share this with your friends, and most important, subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of the content. Let's get into this. Now, this one, again, New York City. Guy walks in. Obviously, there's some history there. I don't have any information on what started this or where this all came from. However, pretty clear there's a beef here for some reason. Guy comes in and it's time to throw down. But the important thing is this wasn't just a one-on-one fight. It ends up being two-on-one. It ends up being kind of a bit of a mess, really. When we look at this, there's a few things to look at. One, it's really tough when you've got two people. I don't care how good your stand-up skills are or how good your ground fighting skills are. You watch this video, you can see they're in an enclosed area. This guy doesn't have a lot of room to move. There's just not a lot of room in order to line these guys up and really take care of business. Yeah, there's some lessons to learn we're going to talk about at the end. But the bottom line is this is one of the reasons why it's important to have some kind of tools on you, whether that's pepper spray, whether that is a gun, whether that is a knife, whatever that happens to be. Because in a two-on-one like this, that is overwhelming force. Okay? Now, his buddy here, if I don't know what's going on with him, but I'll tell you what, if he's thinking that beard makes him a man, he needs to think twice and maybe shave that thing off because he was absolutely no use whatsoever. Don't count on help, okay? We're going to get into that a little more as we go. But again, a lot of stuff to take a look at. Let's go ahead and run this video. We'll talk through it and see what we've got. Okay, now let's look at this in slow motion. And what you're going to see this guy coming in the door with a white shirt. You're going to see him hike his pants up. Now, we already know he's the aggressor. Watch him hike those pants up. That's your first pre-fight indicator. He hikes them up, and then he goes right here. Boom. Okay, now, big swing. Our defender here does a good job of ducking under that, getting the takedown. Now, he could have grabbed around the waist lower, so he could have lifted the guy up and dropped him harder. Gets the ground, though. Gets the mount. The problem is the second guy. If it hadn't been for this second guy getting in the middle of this thing, this could have been the end of this fight right here. You can see he's got half mount, but then the buddy steps in. And our store employee's buddy here didn't do him any good at all. He steps back, he's running away. Now we've got both of them. He tried to line him up there, and he did a pretty good job. But here again, he tries for the takedown. Probably not a good idea when you've got two people working for that takedown. They're on the ground again, and you can see the buddy swinging at him. So again, when it's two-on-one, being on the bottom or even being on the ground at all is probably not a good idea. So everything's done. His worthless buddy comes over and pats him on the back, and that's it. That's the end of the fight. All right, folks. Pretty intense fight. There was some good stuff in here in terms of what this defender did. And really a tough situation. One of the big lessons here, though, is move. You got to move. You got to try to keep these guys lined up the best you can in order to prevent yourself from having to fight both guys coming at you together. So if you can keep them lined up, keep them so you're only fighting one at a time, that is going to give you a big advantage. One of the other things to keep in mind as we look at that, you can't ever count on help. We had the one guy that was standing there, customer, man, he booked it out of there. The female customer, she booked it out of there. Did they call police? I don't know. Hopefully they did. I don't know. But the other store employee there, if that was his buddy or just a coworker, he was pretty freaking useless too. So when we're looking at this, it's important to make sure that you're prepared to take care of this yourself
and that you don't rely on anybody else. You've got to have some outstanding clinch skills. You've got to have some outstanding stand-up skills in order to make that happen. And sometimes you got to have some outstanding luck too. And when we look at this, this guy really, he did kind of get lucky. He got lucky that the second guy wasn't completely committed to jumping in there. If the second guy had been completely committed to jumping in there, this could have ended really, really badly for our defender in this video. So when we look at this, a lot of things to take a look at. If you want to support the channel, we really appreciate it. Patreon link below. We can't do this without you folks. So if you enjoy what we're doing, then we really appreciate it if you support the channel so we can keep doing it, so we can keep putting this out there. So again, you guys, train for realistic encounters, train hard, train safe, be safe, and keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you know what's going on around you. All right? Thank you, guys.